Hello, hello, everyone. So, I know I have a mod pack going on right now, but unfortunately, I have switched systems, so I don't have that save file right now. I do still plan to get to it later. Right now, however, I do have Satisfactory, and I've been playing it a bunch. Um, I had a first playthrough, which I was more or less happy with, but I feel like I've learned a lot from it, and I kind of want to move on to a sort of new game, start over. I'll still keep the old one, but it's time to really dig in. I've also got some mods that are quality of life. If any of you have questions on like how I do something that's not in the base game, I can tell which mod it is. I've tried to stay away from any mods that uh, alter the game, like no new resource nodes, no new machines. Mainly just like some train performance, some mini-map stuff, so the UI might be a little different than you may play in vanilla. So with that, we're gonna get started. And I've already done the onboarding process, so I will skip that. And we're gonna start in the desert because that is the hardest one, and feel like I'm ready for that. So we are going to get started. So here we go. Welcome back. So I am given the task to build the hub, but I don't want to do it here just yet because it is not a great place for it. I need energy.
Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fixit to make an informed decision. Store this potential resource for later use.
Cool. I didn't realize these leaves are kind of pick upable. A little annoying, but not that bad. Hey, some raw quartz. Took me a lot longer than
Unknown crystalline mineral
that
collected.
to mine
This
some
mineral is
quartz to begin
composed of the
with.
same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Store this potential resource for later use.
Some good old crash debris. So we're gonna check on this. Where's the actual crash pod? Oh. Oh my god. Sorry about that. We're gonna stick away from that. Didn't realize he was just sitting right there. That's... Oh, there's definitely a guy up here, isn't there? Okay. But let's just see. Yeah. Hey. Okay, so I think I'm getting closer to the crash site. Ooh, and some concrete to get started with. Perfect, so...
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for future analysis, which may result in benefits to the Fixit mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fixit designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
Okay, let's start with iron ore. So we've got a node right here. If that's copper, I think I'm gonna set up here and use that for getting started. That is not a copper node. But that is an iron node. Those look like copper nodes all the way out there. Okay, in that case, I think we'll still head out this direction. Let me do iron ore one more time. Do limestone in a second. Yeah, okay. That's not great, but I think this will be the deciding factor. 115. Ugh, nothing really good. Alright, we'll start this way. Also because this is away from all those scary guys. So, let's get started. Major limiting factors are going to be biofuel to start with. Ooh, one moment. Alright. Oh, hi there. I haven't used the zapper in a while. Cool.
Samples of new alien species acquired.
Didn't mean to
Notable
do that.
features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Preserve
is
the remains for later study.
Quite interesting, Ada. One moment. Alright. So we can manually mine this stuff for the moment, but it does really want us to build a hub. I'm gonna go out a little bit, see if I can go in between the two nodes. Let's see. Yeah, so that's a copper node. There's an iron node right here. That's actually pretty perfect, I would say. So let's just clean up this sulfur, continue on.
Unknown chemical element collected. This non-metallic and multivalent element seems to be present only in a solid state and exhibits a most pungent smell.
Yep.
It is fortunate fix-it helmets are of such high quality. Store this potential resource for later use.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna pull biofuel. Oh, and there's limestone right there. Perfect, yeah. So we're gonna build the hub about here. Yeah. Now, it wants me to build the space elevator. Now, I don't have nearly enough resources, and I would prefer to get some of this stuff first. This is gonna be a big deal. Ooh, the map's a big deal, but I think we're gonna get started with... this is a big deal for logistics. I think we're gonna get started with this. We have enough for that. Oh, I should be careful about just dumping stuff in, but I already did it, so... oh well. Let's start pulling some copper and some iron. Cool. Oh, it's an impure node. That's not great, but we can take it. There we go. Grab a little more. There we go. Yeah, the hitboxes are quite odd and a little annoying, but not the craziest thing. Let's go get more. We can just manually go through all these for the time being. So, good example of that. We can take a crafting bench. Okay, I guess I need to make some iron rods since I decided to be dumb and put them in. Cool. Alright. So I can make this now. Yes, I can. So, technique is you come right here, plant this down, and you press this, and then you can start interacting. So that's a convenient way of getting around stuff. So we need 300 wire. I'm definitely not sitting here and doing that this whole time. But I will convert this over to biomass while waiting. And then we can get started. So we're gonna get started with a good old miner. Yep. We're gonna get started planting each of them right here. Yep. So these guys are ranged opponents. Ouch. We'll just heal up in the meantime later.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely
So
stored
put
as a
one down
stable chemical
here.
substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the
How
chemical
far can I get
elements
it?
in the
Oh,
air.
it's pretty good.
Preserve the remains for later study.
And we'll put another one all the way over here, because I will need the limestone. Maybe not right this moment, but I will. Yeah, we'll take this right here. Take that right there. Clean this one up. So we're gonna take these filled. Oh, I'm gonna need some more iron. Let's do that. Oh, don't even have enough for the crafting bench. That's lovely. But let's get some right now. So this much biomass is only going to last us, I believe, a few minutes. Yeah. Running 2 generators with it, we don't have much time. And if memory serves me correctly, it's gonna take 5 megawatts. And meanwhile, yeah, so we burn 6 a minute. Just off one, and this produces 20. So we can support, I think, 2 smelters each, because the smelter's 3? It's 4, oh, okay. Yeah, so it's 5, 4, 4. So we're quite limited. Go collect some more biomass. This is nice. I think I'm gonna go until I get a full stack of leaves, which is about 500. So I think that'll be good enough at the very least to get some stuff up and going, get at least some foundations. But yeah. Oh, someone's upset at me. I do not know who. We will be finding out shortly. Oh. I just jumped. I saw him there and I was like, oh, that's the guy. And then I see him. I will fully admit to getting jump scared. Oh, he's still alive. And he managed to make it out of the water. Early on, it's very convenient to take on these guys and other creatures in the water. Their AI is quite poor in the water. So it's just convenient. I really want to get this leaf, but oh well. Really? That sucks. Oh well. What are we at? 322. It's not as much as I wanted, but it'll have to do for now. Doom, doom, doom. So let's go. Gotta go to the iron deposit. Get some more iron ore. That's totally not true. I don't need more. So I think I'm gonna get started making iron ore, or smelting iron into actual materials, because I think we're gonna use that the most. We'll do wire second. Since we don't have logistics, I'm just gonna feed the miner straight into a smelter and then into a constructor for rods, and then we'll switch them out. I think I'll just make sets of 2. So, and if anyone's curious, the reason I keep doing this is that crouch sliding, or slide jumping, is actually faster. For the most part, at least. So let's connect this. That's already connected. Let us put down 1 smelter, because that's all I get. A constructor, because that's also all I get. And put down a second one. And we'll switch between the two. So I'll have this one configured for plates. I'll have this one configured for iron rods. Oop. And then we'll have iron ore. Okay, so this is all configured. Storage container for each. Just get that set up. So that's enough. Let's get a single one of these burning. Make the rest of our biomass. That's nice. Alright. A lot more. So this is making... We've got our first iron ore coming out. This is... Oops. This is nice. And this... Whoops. Yeah, those kind of need to be attached to power grids, you know? Just potentially. So... Alright. If I have the ability to, I'd like to make... I'd like to start having this on the production line. Let's keep that out of the way. Where's... Oh, that's it, yeah. Shoot. Yep, that was what I was worried about. Just blew the power grid. So we're gonna split that, dump that in. Alright. So that's something you can do. You can blow your power grid. I completely forgot. I was not paying attention. But it shows you how quick we blew our power grid. We're just using a smelter and a... Oh man, I don't even have a constructor on this side hooked up, and it already sort of blew itself. So we're just going to do wiring. And then... I don't have enough, but I should have enough by now. I do. That's nice. And there we go. So. Oh, and this needs power. There we go. Okay, so in the meantime, while this is happening, we can go explore. I think I'm gonna start collecting some limestone. because we will need lots of whatchamacallit, concrete to start with. So that'll be a good idea. Yeah, I have the resources too if I want, but power's going to kick our butt, at least in the early game, because we're not going to get a form of power gen until I think stage 3 or 4, and we are a long way from there. So we will be surviving off of leaves for a while. I think honestly, I think we'll burn through all this vegetation by the time we are ready to go. Which will suck. It's a nice little oasis, but, you know, everything for the factory. Oh, cool. Nice little pale berry.
Potential edible collected. If consumed before authorized as compatible with the human digestive system by Fixit, the consumer is responsible for any and all consequences. Store this potential
Okay.
resource for later use.
So there's another resource node over there. Not sure what it is just yet, but I think it might be iron. Let's take a look. How are we doing? 55, 34. So the reason why I really want to up our production. Oh, I guess I don't need splitters right now. That's how bad our resource collection rate is right now. Well, we're going for logistics first because I thought that was more important. Yeah, guess not. I could benefit from... Nope, logistics anyways, because... Oh, but that'll just... Sorry about that. It's cool, the factory is currently balanced, and that will proceed to no longer be the case as soon as possible. What are we looking at here? Copper node, perfect. Oop. So I started my first playthrough on the grassy biome, like the leftmost option in the main menu. And that is a very convenient start, I'm realizing, because you start off with 3 iron nodes, 2 copper nodes. No, you actually start off with 1, 2, 3, 4. Start with 4, 2, 2. You start off with 8 iron nodes, all in very close proximity, like right next to each other. And then you have 2 copper nodes that are, I believe, pure, or at least normal. Like, right next to you, right next to them, so... It's a whole different ballgame than this. We're going to be doing power and belts quite a distance, so... At least for the time being. Let's see what we're at right now. 71. How much do I have? Halfway there. Let's make more biomass. I'm definitely going to need it. Let's get started with some concrete. They started me off with a very good amount. I'm happy with that, but not gonna be enough. It never will be. So, let's see. Can I switch milestones and get something done faster? Could go straight for this. Do I have 200? don't, so I can't even do that yet. That's annoying. That's also annoying. Ooh, I didn't notice it was doing that. Alright, that's one of the mods. Um, yeah, so what's going on with that? Let's see how that looks. Does that look more appropriate? There we go. Okay. It was just using shadow maps, but for whatever reason, the dynamic shadow mapping is just poor. I'm actually very lucky that that was fixed it. There could have been 3 or 4 different things before I got to the right option.
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Store this
Oh, I already got
potential
this.
resource for later use.
Alright, let's go back. Let's get a miner down just to start with. And we'll just need one constructor to convert this into some good old... Oops, built that too close. Alright, let's turn on this so at least I'll have copper, or concrete sort of working in the background. And I can end up focusing on some other things. So what are we looking at here? We've already burnt 10 of our 90 biomass. So, definitely limited. I'm almost out of iron plates. So, I won't be making any of those for a little while. What's the closest iron node? Okay, that's the closest. So we're gonna have to tap that iron node because we're already maxed out on the other one. So let's get started. I don't even know if this is... What are we looking at here? Impure. Lovely. And this is, I think, where we're going to run out of belts. Yeah. So we could keep going, but we're out of belts. Cool. Although, I should just do it here. Because we're not rich enough to afford being able to justify having everything in one location just yet. So the main reason I actually switched playthroughs is because I had my first playthrough set up such that I was gonna do like a mega factory setup, but I didn't actually. I end up suffering from... Oh, you're kidding me, really? That's enough to kill the power grid? Alright, I guess we're not doing this for the time being. Never mind. Let's go restart the power grid. I was getting sucked into doing a mega factory, but especially as like a first time player, I was looking at stuff and you end up missing out on a lot of game features. I only had a single train line running, and I thought it, you know, having more of them would be cool, and I wanted to get better at managing logistics on both levels, both like long distance transportation and nearby. because I plan to do like Factorio and a cool one I picked up called Plan B. It's kind of like the Earth is dying, so you have to terraform a planet. It's really cool conceptually, but I'm not really good at anything logistic-wise yet. So I want to improve on both levels, and Mega Factory unfortunately wouldn't let me do it the way I want to. And I also want to explore different building patterns, building styles. Sort of have like, I could have like an iron factory and have it sort of, I don't know, make it, not that I would, but make it like an office building, and then have, you know, a copper wire factory be a giant spiral. Stuff like that. Lets me be a little more creative, and also, say that's probably where all of my reasons kind of go. I'm curious about something here. Got 30 per minute. Oh wow, yeah, that sucks. I did not realize how convenient having 3 iron or 8 iron nodes in close proximity was, but not a big deal. All right, I'm going to let's dump the rest of the stuff needed for this. Get our upgrade for logistics.
Milestone
We've
reached.
got 4 minutes.
Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in, visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel
This is a very
refreshed and
disturbing
focused on your
description.
duties.
Oh, I'm out of cables. Oh, wow. Okay. And I'm out of plates. So I'm going to set up that biomass burner. Going to let us get some extra power. Thank you. And it'll be enough to set up the factory over there. And it's 30, so 2 of these are equivalent to 3 of those, so that'll be nice. Let's hook this bad boy up here. Do I have enough? I do still have enough. I do not have enough for that, so we will have to do that manually for the time being. Lovely. So. This will be a little annoying, at least to start with. I could just use the crafting table, to be honest. Crafting table. Crafting bench? Table? Now I'm questioning myself. Crafting bench. There we go. That's a little more convenient. And the resources will pile up in here. I just did the storage containers because they can only hold 1 inventory slot worth, so it's not great. But right. Let's get more energy. So it's in your best interest as well to go out and defeat as many enemies as you can. Their resources become very valuable later. Same thing for these guys. They're very valuable and best saved for later. You can use
This
a few
semi-slug
starting
species seems
off,
to
but
persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving fix-it production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
okay. Nice. I think we definitely don't have enough because the iron plates. So there's no point even rushing over there. So we'll just continue focusing on this. Yeah, the big thing is that we're going to end up having to do coal production later. That's going to take us some nice amounts of water. I accidentally turned on my light earlier. That I just realized. Ooh, and there's a mushroom right there. I may go pick that up. I definitely will. That'd be convenient to have for later. Okay, come on. I was gonna say.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Store this potential resource for later use.
That's a good amount of leaves. That'll keep us going for a little while at least. Wonder if I have enough concrete yet. I do. Nice. Nope, not what I wanted to do. There we go. So let's set up a storage container. Nope, can't do it just yet. Okay. Quite cursed, but oh well. So we still don't have enough, but let's see. I mean, I can just, yeah, fine. I'm remembering that I can just do it myself. Like I can work off the patch as the miner's going. I don't actually have to constrain myself to only when it's like only a clear patch. So let's work on the biomass. Because we'll definitely need more here soon. Screws are going to be the bane of my existence. Great. Not necessarily the most fun thing going on right now, but business. Gonna drop the game volume a little more. Sorry about that. So, we're sitting at 97. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Alright, I think that is enough. Let's go turn it in, get some foundations, which is what I was hoping. Use the concrete for. Thank you.
Milestone reached.
So we've got
Several new
ourselves
structures
field
are now
research.
available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Alright, now that Ada has stopped giving us such wonderful motivating advice, we could go for field research, but that's 300 copper wire, 300 screws, and 100 iron plate. And while it does give us the MAM and the map, the MAM will only prove its value later down the road. The map's convenient, but this is more important. Because we're in an energy limited environment, making the energy go further is, you know, important number one. And this is about the same as the other unlock. This is just another step, similar amount, and I mean, that's a different resource. So I think we're going to get started with this one. So starting off with 134, and I think I'm gonna manually craft screws for the time being, but we can immediately make 100, which will be nice, just for obstacle clearing. I'll need some excess, so we'll go for 150. Like I said, screws are going to be the bane of my existence. They are going to be the thing we need the most of, the thing you can't make enough of, and the thing that fills your inventory the most. So let's go ahead and make screws. Now that we have splitters, we can get started doing some more magic. We can take our few resource nodes a lot further. So, I should have enough concrete by the time I get over to that node. I'll have to make more screws anyways, so. I think after we unlock this, I will pause on the unlocks and go work on redoing the factory. Because now that I have foundations and splitters, logistic systems essentially, I want to take the chance to actually sort of at least start producing everything I need. Not necessarily at a fast rate, but, you know, getting things going is the main thing. Alright. Tedious, but necessary. What I mean by splitting everything up, even though we're limited on resource nodes, for example, I'll take this one and split off the iron rods, have one go to the container, and then the other line go to another constructor that'll make me screws. Oop, I got enough. And then similar thing for the node over there. I'll split its plates into two, save one off, take the plates and the screws and make reinforced plating. So, why am I running over here? Yep, that's why I'm running over here. Oh. Okay, are you out? Oh my gosh, you're out. Which means you're gonna be out. I was this close to my network dying. Like I said, power is gonna be the #1 thing in the game. At least for now. But with this, I should unlock a recipe that will make everything much more efficient. I don't have a copy code. Ooh, does it save my progress on this? Nope, not playing that. We don't have time for that. Alright. Obstacle clearing, please. That'll also let us get down the trees
Milestone
and such.
reached. Solid biofuel created from any biomass ensures
go.
maximum efficiency of biomass burners.
So,
To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated fun, fun, fun.
scary. And she only gets scarier. Meanwhile, the main benefit is the fact that while it is a 2-to-1 ratio, the power ratio is it's a little less than 1-to-3. So while it's not a direct ×3 multiplier, it's closer, it's a little less, but close to a 1.5 times power increase. So this will make our biomass last a lot longer. I think we only end up burning like 4 per minute. That's much better. We'll end up making a biofuel processing facility, but for the time being, just doing this manually. So, and while I'm doing this, all the other sections are building up some resources so I can end up using them anyways. I'm not really losing out by doing this now. We'll let these run until they burn out. No, I won't. That's too much resources in there to do that. But what I will do is we're going to get started with foundations. People recommend using 2 or 4 because they align on some vertical grid. I have no clue. I still haven't figured it out, but you at least start with a 4 or 2, and then you swap over to using the 1. Like I said, I don't know necessarily why. So we're going to do that. We're going to bump it up. I think if I nudge it all the way over here, it starts sticking out, but oh well. Shouldn't have nudged it because now I got to replace it. Start there, and I'm already out. Yep, that's why I wanted to have iron plates being made. Let's go grab it. So, we'll make this our power area. We'll turn that region over there into our copper area, and we'll turn this here into iron. So, why, thank you so much. So, let's get started. And now I'm out of concrete. Okay, maybe we'll hold off on this then. Let's keep pushing. I thought it was time to do that, but I guess not. What I will do is get a... Nope. not there. Get another constructor. Plant it right down there. Get ourselves a splitter. Can I actually get it on the belt? No. Well, shucks. That's not great. But in the meantime, we'll put this over here. Put a splitter about here. Hopefully that's not too steep. Ooh. It really doesn't like that, huh? Put a container over here. That should be good. No? Okay. Should be putting a lot of this stuff on my hotbar, but I never did. First playthrough. Okay. And then we'll have this producing screws. And then have these going over that way. I'm going to need to up my power production though first. Nope, you went the wrong spot. And then let's get a constructor. This is going to take biofuel, make solid biofuel. We're going to do 2 layers of splitters. I hope this isn't too close. Well, of course it is. Well, okay. Just do 1 layer for the time being then, I guess. We'll redo this later, but it's fine for now. So, I think for the time being, I'm going to do just these 2 because... Just this one, because I think the most time-consuming thing is producing the biomass, or solid biofuel. Producing biomass is not too expensive, or too tedious yet, but we will switch over later. Okay, let's get the iron plates, bring them over, start storing them over here, because that'll make it more convenient. I'm not going to store screws manually. Oh, I need an assembler, so I can't even make that just yet. Okay, I lied. We will be making a storage container for the screws. Such a liar. Has it started? No, because I haven't powered it on. Let's go take a look at our network so I don't... Ooh, okay. We're almost capping out our network, which is not great. But, let's take half of this, flip this off. Did I kill my network? Yeah, screw it. Let's... Cool. Drop that in. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't realize that I had so much. Alright. And we're gonna put another... I get 1 more of these. Need more wire. Didn't realize that. Like I said, we have 3. Oh, but I'm gonna have to push them back. No, it's not that big of a deal. We can do that pretty easily. Let's go get some of our copper wire. This is the lovingly titled spaghetti phase of development, as most players will refer to it. It is not avoidable unless you want to spend ages building up enough to just, you know, plant What are we looking at? 112? Not bad. Unless you want to plant resources or foundations everywhere with what little plates and such you have, it's in your best interest to avoid that for the time being. Conveyor spaghetti is just the thing you get, unfortunately. So we're going to take this over here. We're going to feed this into a splitter. Okay. Splitter there. And then have a storage container here. Fit it in. And then this one will go over, and later we'll end up feeding half of it over to make reinforced plating. Meanwhile, have enough? Alright, let's push this one back further. And we'll switch over to these. So, 3 in this direction. Pull it out right here. Okay. Now the reason I wanted to do that is because I can end up making a 3-way belt balancer, which will be very convenient. It's not too space hungry, and it ends up being quite nice. So we'll end up having 9 burners, and I think that should sustain us all the way to coal pretty comfortably. So let's make 2 more constructors. I need more. 2 constructors. 1 that's going to process wood. Actually, we'll do it this way, because I'm gonna have to push those back anyways. That's what I was expecting. This is a bit of the tedious part of the game, but fun. It's very simple. There's not much brain power you have to like dedicate to anything really. So we'll make this one biomass via leaves, biomass via wood. We'll make a merger right here. All right. We could use storage containers, but I think for the meantime, we'll stick with this. Now let's move this guy a little further back. I think I can get away with it just by having it a little further back. So we'll take a splitter. There we go. Solid biofuel, and then we're going to take this output just right there, and I can switch off the network the moment I start feeding stuff into these 3. I can take off these 2 and take off those, take their resources, and rebalance them. So in the meantime, I do need to make a equipment workshop, just in general. Getting the chainsaw will go a long way for that. Oh my gosh, the amount of screws. Cables. Okay, I think we can do all of that. We'll take a look at our screws. I think that's enough. Funny thing is, to get biofuel, you need biofuel. So it's a little funny, but makes sense. There is an option now in the game which lets you turn it off. I think it's like no fuel. But if you turn off, if you mess with those options, you can't get achievements in Steam. Now, granted, because of mods and stuff, you can just cheat that way. But like I said, I'm only sticking to quality of life mods, nothing that... Quality of life that does not change anything in the save file or the world, because they're quality of life mods technically, but they generate like a billion things that aren't what you expect. Alright. Let's go. Let's go get some more biofuel. Ouch. There we go. Wood is very convenient because it has a much higher conversion ratio than leaves to biofuel. Think. Cross over here real quick. Just pick up as much as I can real quick, and then we'll cross back over, get our energy power plant set up, and then move on. Because I think that amount of energy will carry us until... At least that amount of biofuel plants will carry us till coal. So let's go. Pick up some good old concrete on the way. I don't know why I never noticed. I just realized my my DAC does not have a mute button for outputs. I just never noticed that. Let's see. This is the big thing. Since we have only impure nodes, there's not really a benefit to Mark II conveyor belts just yet. The assembler is a big stopgap, but I do think I want the map at this point. And I think we can pretty easily just fill in all these requirements. So maybe a little more time, but you know. Okay. Let's make 2 storage containers real quick. We'll just funnel them. Okay, now which one is this? Because I do not remember, to be entirely honest. This is wood. And this is leaves. So put leaves on this one. Wood on that one. Wire these bad boys up. Now there's a good chance we might overstress our network, which will be really funny, personally, but let's see. These have started working. They're going to funnel to here, funnel to there. Yes. Oh, let me go. Oh, let me wait a second or two. Because I need to see. Was this going to back up? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, this does not have power. What? Did I really, like, overshoot this one barely? Kind of a little funny, honestly. Also surprised that I haven't overshot the network yet. How close am I? Consuming is this line. We're producing... Okay, so our current capacity is 100. So, let's see, is that going to jump up here in a minute? Once those 3 kick on. Yep, there we go. Alright, we can start killing off some of these. I say killing off, we're just destroying them. I think all 3 of these are running. Perfect. So let's make 3 more. There we go. So we're gonna take this one right here, and this one over here. So we'll link it to 2 of them. Bring this one over. 2. Bring it over. Oh, I'm out of iron rods. Huh. Was not honestly expecting that. Oh well, it's clipping, but no biggie. Alright, so now we're balancing out our fuel production. So, just have to remember to keep it stocked. That will be the only difficult thing, because I will forget, and it will not end well. The whole grid will shut down. But it's fine, it's fine. Grab more plates. We'll need to grab more of the rods. I think I built up a good amount. Man. I'm used to being able to produce, like, fully fill up one of those in not too long. Okay. Alright, there we go. So, we have a full power grid. This isn't attached to anything at this point. So, let's take a good look. We've got a capacity of 310. Not bad. Okay, in that case, I think our main goal is going to be, just expanding the amount we do. There's not many places to go just yet in terms of materials or production. We will try and get the MAM because it's a big deal. Are we lucky or not? Almost. I will wait for it. I'd much rather wait for it. Thank you. Alright. And we have the MAM unlocked.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAB,
And we have the
with
map.
local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Alright. So, I ran out of reinforced plates. Didn't realize that. I think the next thing we're going to unlock is the assembly stuff. But, am I still one short? Darn. Oh, I'm out of iron plates. That would be why. I'm like, man, why am I out? Why can't I make any more? That would be why. All right. Nope, not making iron, not making more screws. Let's go for an even 10. And now we can start researching some of this stuff. It's not going to really give us anything to help with our production just yet. But, this is the big one to do. I'll let her
The remains
talk for a
belong
minute
to an
before I
organism
continue.
now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Okay. Now let's research this. We'll fight those later. I'm not in the mood for that, but...
The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Alright. So, this is the big one that I wanted to get. This is convenience. 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 That's
Alien
nice, but
protein can
these
now
are
be
the
turned
major
into
things.
biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for fix-it coupons at the Awesome Sink. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
So this is not part of the game by default. This is a mod that improves your zoop capacity. So, again, quality of life. Zoop is what they call just being able to mass build things. So, that's all.
This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer defending tools.
All right. Gonna research quartz. All right.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
All right. We'll research the power slug.
This semi-slug, now dubbed Power Slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
All right. So that was an important upgrade, especially with how limited we are on things. But I'm a little tired of researching stuff in the MAM, so we're going to continue. Let's stock up on some resources, mainly belts, because I will be routing as many nodes as possible to the home base. Break this down to make sure I can take it with me. Do the same thing here. I'm gonna need at least, I'd like to do 4 nodes at least, but my belts might limit me. We'll see. So that should be fine for now. We'll take it as well. So to start with, iron. Iron is king. We'll concern ourselves with these copper and other nodes later. But, oh yeah, so we have the map. This is another mod. This is cartograph. Normally these do not appear. I wanted it because it can help me with my factories and such. Especially with what I plan to do, which is to have the factories be a lot more independent buildings and such rather than a single location. So let's continue. Scan for iron. So here we go. We have 2 nodes right here, so we're gonna route these 2 over. Right. Ooh, we've got quite a few. Oh, where did he go? Where did he go? He's somewhere around here. Scaring me indeed. All right. There's a mod that's like considered quality of life that just removes all hostile creatures, and I'm just like, but that gets rid of such an, like, you know, it's a part of the game. It lets you get some cool stuff later on, so like, I don't know, it feels like a waste to just remove it. I believe it gives you like alternatives for research, but it feels kind of like meh. Right, so let's get started. We're gonna put these 2 facing this direction because we'll just merge them. That'll be a little more convenient. Because this can support 60, and those will only make us, they'll only produce 30 each. So doing this will save a little bit of our belts. So that's what I like. So, man, like I said, a little worried about the resource costs. So, and here we go. Yep, we're already out. Exactly what I was worried about. But not surprising in the least, to be honest. I don't want to have... I want to have as little sort of production going on here. I'll do as much smelting as possible at the facility. It'll just make it more convenient. Especially later when we obtain alternative methods for producing resources. Alright. Oh, I'm out of cable. Well, that's a doozy. Yep. I think I'm gonna split off the copper, or I'll just use that node that's right there on the side and just produce cables with it. Either way, I think before I do that, no matter what, I'm gonna have to pull the copper over here just to keep it localized. All right, what are we looking at? 35 more, 297, and 98. All right. How are we looking at on power? I'm gonna look at it and be shocked and fear for my life. Oh, okay, that's actually, well, okay, those are the first ones to start. Yep, there we go, that's more appropriate. 22, okay, so we've got 5 minutes remaining. Oh, that's cursed. Let's go get more. Do I have? I do, okay. All right. Forgot to select the assembly stuff. I was so excited with the MAM and the chainsaw. Just completely missed it. I meant to say map, but I pulled the chainsaw out and my brain went for that, so. Oh well. Alright. Grabbing more stuff. Alright. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. Alright. That still hasn't regrown. Okay, good. I was worried that by having it in area mode, it would destroy that one. That would make me sad. Alright. Kind of just working my way through, sort of finishing up this side of the oasis before I move across the water. Okay. So this will get us, I think it's 10 leaves to every 5 biomass, if I'm correct. Let's see. Yes, 10 leaves to 5 biomass, 4 wood to 20, so I can make a pretty decent amount. I mean, that's going to be 250, which will convert over to about 125, and then this will be about another like 150 maybe, so that's nice. I think we'll do that and then move towards, okay, which one is this? Because I don't remember. This is wood. Okay. And that is grass. So we should be good on power for a little while longer. Let's move back over, get some more plates. I think we're just going to end up doubling our iron production. We're just going to do another plate farm and then another rod. I might just have one screw farm. You were not supposed to respawn. That's right next to you. So one of the aspects of hostile enemies, when you build machinery nearby, they're not supposed to respawn, but I guess his spawn point's just far enough, which, I mean, I don't mind too much. We're gonna move these inward, sort of start organizing this stuff. I think I'll have enough materials for that. This will get replaced. I mean, they all will, so I'm not too worried, but you know, I want to start moving away from the spaghetti. So that's not that much. That's 40, give or take. Either way, let's go check out the assembly or assembler stuff. There we go. So we do not have enough on any front. So that's fun. I think I'm gonna start building a foundation up here so that I don't have to worry about it. The heck is that? No way is that a summer sloop. You're kidding me. It's just in the ground.
Look through the window and witness a thread. The Summer Sloop was named after Marie Somerville, co-founder of Fixit and head of its R&D department. There are many theories about the origin of this shape and why this symbol, mathematically resembling a Mobius strip, has found its way to both human and extraterrestrial culture. Thankfully, you don't need to know any of these theories to be a pioneer. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and
Okay.
application. Fun fact: the planet you are on was found and named during a planet spotting event Marie hosted, named Marie's Awesome Scientific Search of the Avant-Garde Exoplanets.
Very useful name, by the way. So, alright. I think we're gonna build this off to this side. Away from all of the resource nodes. Okay, so that's our limit in that direction. I should turn on Zoop. There you go. So this is Zoop. And normally you can't do this. But oh wow, yeah, you really can't do that normally. But courtesy of InfiniZoop, it lets that be possible. Alright, and this is the height. I think we're in luck over here. Oh, curves. Oh yeah, because I installed curves as well. Alright, let's get rid of that. Alright, so this is going to be our factory sort of outline for the time being. So, we're gonna redo this, but in the meantime, let's start pulling things in. I did manifolds last time, but I'd like to do belt balancing this time because I think it's cooler. So at least for the smelters, we're gonna have 4 iron nodes, so we can start up with 4 smelters. Let's get 1 per thing. So we'll start off with 4 here. We'll have to sort of bring it under and around, which will be a little annoying, but nothing crazy. Then we're going to take 2 constructors. So we'll have a constructor here. Does this fit perfectly in, or not really, but that's fine. And we're out. So that's one of the things you want to start to set up your facility first before switching to it, because if you don't, you're going to be sort of in a resource deficit, which will suck. So I think we'll do... Oh, wait a minute. How did I not notice that? Well, shucks. Okay. I have to rethink my current plans. I've been missing out on a few resources. I didn't realize that. Should have checked my math. Okay, in that case, let's leave this aside to be for... No, we should just do all the iron in one spot. Let's see, what should I do in the case of those? This is where the paralysis comes in. We'll split it off. We will. So we'll have 1 smelter here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. We will have a conveyor splitter right here. Alright. The beginning of using straight belts. Oh yeah, we're out there. Okay. But we can at the very least line this up to start with. Okay, and this will produce 2 sets of rods, of which these will stay rods, and then these will turn into screws. For convenience sake. Yeah, so let's get started on that. More screws. More plates. And 2 of these will be plates, of which one of them we'll keep as just for plates, the other one will route into producing reinforced plates. So some research finished. What do we have? Cast screws?
Hard drive analysis
Oh, don't
completed. Alternative recipe selection available
make me
in the
so
menu.
happy. This is a really convenient one because I can cut out the 2 steps I was going to have to do for screws and just do 1 step. It's not, it doesn't save us on resources, but it does save us on power, which, since that is so limited, I will actually take that research right away without even checking. Yeah, let's do this and move on. Let's make as much of this as we can. So we have 500 of that. We don't have 300 plates yet, nor cable, nor rods. Actually, we do have 200 rods, so we will do that. I didn't realize. That's nice. So we'll have 2 lines. I can do 1 for wire, 1 for cable, and then I'd like to get a 3rd copper line for the copper sheets. That will come up later. I think that's good enough for now. Okay. Let's dump whatever I have enough of so I don't forget, and then continue. Alright. So now, because I just unlocked cast screws, I don't actually need to do iron rods to screws. I can just do this. The slightly annoying thing is that it's not a perfect ratio, and I haven't unlocked overclocking yet, which kind of sucks. But we can take the resource hit. This is just too convenient, and it saves us on power, so I'm willing to do it. Yeah, so this is gonna have to split into 4. No, it won't. That's a complete and utter lie. Yeah. Cool, so now we just have 2 smelter lines, so that... Oh, wait, I lied to myself. This was gonna be rods. No, this is gonna be rods that then turns into screws, yeah. And this will be plates, so... Let's grab 1 here. And that'll be... This won't get split off, so we could just have 2. But I need more iron rods. We'll link up the iron rod 1 to that because we're ready for it. Oops. We have leftover resources from it, so not too concerned, honestly. So let's do that now. We're going to put down some foundations just here, just to get started. Okay. Believe the miner should be able to reach through this. Yes, perfect, perfect. This is aligned? It is. Okay. I think we'll route it this way. That's fine. And we're we're going to take this all the way out to here. No, we won't, because of course we won't. Just do that. Okay. And logistics-wise, we're going to take a lift right away. Just lift this up. One more is the appropriate amount. So we can continue. Ooh, high jump. And we're gonna then pull this over here. Tilted. I feel like it's ever so slightly tilted. No, I guess it's not. So we don't have floor holes yet, so it's gonna be a little gross. Ooh, should I do that? I should not. I should route this underneath and pull it up above. Can I do that though? Not really. I'm already messing up the idea. Okay. This will be our bottom floor. I'll build a second floor and then move these up to the top of it. Shucks. Let's go get plates and such. More. Yeah, let's do that right now. At least to get us through these early stages. So I'm gonna have a logistics floor. Totally forgot about that. Okay, let's go do that right now. I don't even have ladders or anything yet. Oh boy. This'll be fun. Okay. So the logistics floor just needs to be... we can get away with just one for now. I'm not too concerned about it. So, you weren't supposed to go up there. So let's clear out all this. And then we're free to do this now. Perfect. I should just zoop this direction mostly. Alright, that should be enough to get started. Let's get, let's get started with this. And I'm already out of concrete. Oh boy. Now let's go take one from there. Default. Yeah, there we go. I should be able to make this jump. I guess not. Wow. Okay, we're not that rich. We're gonna use 4 meters. And there we go. Look at that. Alright. So let's remake what I was making there before I was so rudely interrupted by myself, you know? Is it centered? Yes. So, one smelter there. One there. And then... you could have 2 right here without concern. Slap down a conveyor splitter. We don't need a splitter there. And then we'll need constructors. How close is that? Oh, that's fine. Need one. Oh man, really? We're missing cables? That's what we're missing? Of all things? I'm surprised. Okay. Alright, there we go. So now, let's bring this one over. Do I want to do this one in the middle? Yeah, there's that one over there, so I could do that one on the left side of this one, so I'm not too worried. And I'm missing concrete. Oh boy. So, whoops. Yep. And I'll definitely I'll up the concrete production. I'll need 3 to really get it in. Because since each one's impure and it only makes 30, I'll need 3 to get it to 90, which will give me 2. Not a crazy thing, but just convenience. Let's grab... Ooh, plenty for you. That's nice. And you're finished up, so I can break you down. Oh, you were not done. Shucks, I tricked myself. Really did trick myself there. Now you're just gonna produce all of that, which I don't want you to. Oh my gosh, now I'm freaking out. Not really, but like, it's just annoying that I made that mistake. Because for some reason, the belts don't work well that way. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so we have 1 belt. Let's start getting rods produced again. Straight. We'll pull this one down the middle still. And then let's get a floor conveyor lift. Come in right here. I know I'm kind of a little gross that I'm doing it that way. Oops. But it's fine, it's fine. So, this one will feed this one. So, produce iron ingots. Produce iron rods. I will need power. I forgot. Power is important. Okay. So that satisfies rods. Let's get cables. Need cables. We'll just sit here for a minute and make a bunch. Okay. So. Nope. Iron plates. Iron plates. Did I make this rods? No, I didn't give them recipe. Perfect. And we can take these 2 screws and this iron plate one and put them together to make a good old reinforced plate factory, like right here. And we'll have normal plates and normal rods just stored off to the side. Okay. What next? Let's get rods producing again. Let's hook up power. And we'll bring power up to there soon. Okay. Don't really have enough to comfortably do this, but that should be fine for now. So, let's bring a power line up to here. So you're producing stuff. How are you doing? You're all out? Nice. So we'll do the iron here. I'll move copper over a bit. I think I'll do copper over where that... Oh, no. Can't replace that. I guess I'll just have the copper where the hub is, and I can move the hub out of where I'm going to be building stuff. And then for limestone, I think I'll just put it there behind the hub. So we'll just build out that direction. So no biggie. Now let's get power hooked up here. So okay, so we have power for those. I gotta leave power line open. Gotta leave the power line open. So we'll pull this one out here. Where are you? You're right here. Okay, cool. That one's already done. And these two I can't grab cleanly, but it's whatever. Alright, is everything hooked up appropriately? Yes. Perfect. No empty power line. So. Did this just say no power? The heck are you talking about? Oh. Ha ha ha. So funny. Didn't even realize that. Kinda out. There we go. So once the iron makes its way over, we'll be doing plenty fine. I might get the iron onto a single belt here, bring it over and just split it there. That might be nicer. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. We can clear this out. This is still working, at least for the time being. Let's get the iron plates moved over. I think we'll just bring them alongside there. Shouldn't have done that. Okay. Should have done that. Just put the constructor on, but whatever. My mistake. My mistake. I have to destroy that, grab it, just reattach. Gotta waste time and energy. Alright, so that'll work in the background. I have enough for 3. Let's do it there. Oh, I needed the 10. Didn't realize that. You need to be iron plates for the time being, and you need a power line attached to you. Okay. How are we doing on power? What's nice is because it's balanced, I can very quickly run over to a single one of them, check it out, and know immediately how much is left. I don't need to, like, check the last one. It's very convenient. Let's get more power. And pick up some concrete while we're at it. Some big trees over here. I'm looking forward to that. Won't need to grab power for a while. Yeah, 21 wood. Oh, someone doesn't like that I'm here, and I don't know where they are. Who doesn't like me? Oh, a ranged guy. We'll grab this one, and we'll skedaddle on out of here. Yeah, so these little guys aren't too bad, but later on you get some big guys and they hit you hard. The big guy that we saw at the beginning that I kind of ran for my life from, he can charge up a blast that ends up taking like 2 or 3 bars off in a single hit, and he can do a somewhat quick burst of damage. Can get quite scary. So, okay. Let's go back over. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Not what I wanted to do. Can I pick up the leaves? I'd like to grab the leaves, please. It's free biofuel. I didn't even refill the biofuel. I totally forgot and just ran away. Okay. How does this miner look on here? Okay. He fits decently well. I think he's floating a little, but yeah. That's fine. Alright. So we'll take this belt, go straight. And I wish I could like force myself to stay here, but I kind of can't. How are we doing here? We're all out? That's nice. So let's take this guy down from here and get him. Let's get him straight on the belt over here. So just have him properly lined up. And we'll do a little bit of belt spaghetti because, yeah, I feel like it. All right, this is done. This is empty. That's clearing up. Just feed that one power. Let's see what we're gonna do. Yep. Really? I'm barely missing iron plate. All right. Doesn't mind. Doesn't matter too much. Okay. So then we're gonna take this over here. Sort of try to get this as much out of the way as I can. Alright, here we go. So and then we're going to take this up right alongside. I need to really put the conveyor lift up. It's a little annoying. Oops. Come up here. Alright, now I'm gonna get a conveyor merger. Do that there. Really? I'm just short? Just shy? Just do that. Coop some of our resources. Alright. That should be good. Let's come up here. Perfecto. And then we can end up splitting off the resources later. They're coming in. Let's go over to this side. I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna have to be careful. Right here. Good old conveyor splitter. Snap it there, and look at that. All attached. Should be going up. Okay, guess not. Guess you have to start with this and then go down. There we go. Yeah. So it's gonna slow down production in the initially initially. It'll slow down production initially, but it'll kickstart it once both lines are coming in. So let's go get, oh, should I be doing it that line? Yeah, whatever. We'll do it on that line. It's not a big deal. All right. That's just gonna make me iron rods. Not great. Yeah, let me... Yeah, let's do that. Let's, at least for the time being, we'll shift it around later, but at least initially. Let's at least get that going. Okay. Alright. That way I'm at least producing plates. We'll split it off so that this is a dedicated belt for... it doesn't really matter. Let's go get the other 2 rows of iron, which I did tap. I didn't tap that one. There's definitely another, but I'm interested in this now. I'm distracted. You cannot stop me. Oh, that was not pretty. All right, there we go. Well, hello. Don't mind if I do. Ew. Blue goop. Okay, let's go grab this real quick. Still have to research this. Forgot about that. All right, do I have enough? Kinda. I have to put down 1 foundation just to align myself. I'll limit myself to that. No. Iron ore. There's definitely another one of you. I didn't... no. There's 4 in the area. I didn't miscount that. Oh, man. I really hope I didn't. It's okay. I could just switch one of the... Yeah, 2 plates is more important, but... That sucks. Oh well. Let's start putting some of the stuff down because I'm getting tired of it. Yeah. Alright, let's put... okay, so if I press Alt and scroll, switch belts. So let's make this one our logistics one. So we're going to put the... Okay. Put this one... Do I have to, like... 1. There we go. 2. Conveyor poles aren't as common, so we're going to kind of put them out over on, like, 7. So this is our logistics one. Then we have... 2. This will be our production one, so we're going to put a miner, smelter, constructor. 3 will be our power. For now, we'll do that. And then this one we could put like 7. Now we will have a foundation floor. We'll do this. I think for the time being. We have walls, but I'm not going to use them. And the rest of these I can go in and grab, so I think we'll do that. Let's see, if I drop this down lower, Nope, we're just gonna stick with that then. I gotta get used to using these. Alright, so there we go. We're gonna drag this guy all the way out here. That sucks, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Let's pull this over here. So what I'm actually going to do on that note, in that case, is we're going to take this belt off, take this off. We're going to run this line here. And that'll just be one. So let's get rid of the merger here. Whoop. Gonna grab this one. Yes, I have been playing for 2 hours. Gonna put a merger right here. Oh yeah, that's so much more convenient. I should have been doing this from the start. And this might just reach as is. Let's go with a curve to finish it off, just to be quirky. You know, it's nice and straight and then curve. All right, so now this belt is going to be fully saturated. Let's switch to straight, and this one will be on this row. So we'll just go right here. All right, this is the other plate one. Drag this down. All right. And it's not going to connect. I already know, so grab it right here. I feel like... Oh, did I place that one further out? It's a little cursed if I did that. Let's go see. Oh, wow, I did. Ew. Didn't realize that. That's quite gross. Do that. Oh, I'm used to having a jetpack, so that's disorienting me slightly. Alright, so you just take that off, and there we go. This should be going up. Yes, it is. It's not working for some reason in particular, but no, I'm not going to be the judge of that. We're going to switch this bad boy over to alternate cast screws. We're going to switch over here. Oh, I wonder, why wouldn't it be working? Now, why would that be? It's almost like they're not plugged in. Okay. So now we have everything being produced again. At least in some capacity. So we can delete... yeah, let's delete the screws. Now that it finished, finally. Let's see how much we had in there. Not that much, but it's a good amount. Ooh, let me not forget. I need to go top up our fuel. Oh, I almost forgot again already. Okay, no, wood right here. We're looking at leaves then. Right, how are we doing over here? 36, okay. Keeping it pretty decent at least. Not great, but, you know, okay. Let's see. Should be good. No, we're not good on that. Not good on that. So, let's just make a few. And we'll just make the cables we need. So I think now that I have the plates and everything on foundations cleaned up, next I'll do the limestone, because having concrete done will let me do more foundations. So we'll do that. So everything's going to be sort of central because we're only dealing with 3 resources and not at a grand scale yet, but we will later. I'll wait till I have 50 in excess. And there we go. All right. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I was just not thinking. We'll move it right there anyways, since I did that. Okay. Let's... I didn't mean to do that at all. Yeah, I meant to send the thing off. Jeez. Jeez Louise. So, I'm gonna have a reason to use copper now. Oh, it's 300. Oh my gosh. I thought it was 100. Or 200. Well. Oh well. That's a little silly. Okay. So, what I think I'm gonna do until I get to steel, we'll have iron this direction. Oop, oop, oop. We'll extend it out that way. Or did I hit my limit that direction? Can't remember. No, we'll extend it that way. And then for copper, we'll extend it this way. And then we can meet in the middle and cross hatch. Because a lot of stuff at the start is just... It's just copper and iron mixed in different patterns. That's all it is. So... on that note... Yeah, we don't have anything. Ooh, shouldn't have done that. Ouch. Okay. And I know I haven't finished the objective, but I purposely have not. Let's make some storage containers. Ooh, I almost ran off. How are we doing? Wow, I'm so glad. I'm sorry, what? You don't have power? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, you don't have power. That's lovely. And you probably need iron ingot as well. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. What's annoying? Am I really unable to get through this? Okay. Grab some iron plates. So since this is going to be where the screws are made, I'm not going to put a storage crate there. Storage crate will be over here. Alright, so, and this one will go over to the other side to be used with the assembler, so. I mean, in the meantime, I'll grab stuff out manually just to supplement my materials, but, yeah, that's the main thing. And then these two will be, what are we doing? Did I do that the same? Dang it, of course I didn't do it the same distance. So 7, can I get it to match? There we go. Alright. Let's see. I think I'm gonna break because it is quite late. It's been a 2-hour, 10-minute stream, and I've got to go get dinner. So, the sun is just quite deceptive. It stays bright out, even though it's, 8 o'clock, give or take. So, thank you for watching. I think we made pretty good progress. I mean, we've started making somewhat of a factory. Got to ramp up our concrete production. It's a little slacking. Same thing with our copper, but we've got good old... Wait a minute. Is that a... What are you? You better not be an iron node. I'm gonna be upset. So I have 5 iron nodes in that case. What are you guys? You're still not showing me. What are y'all? It's actually a little annoying. Is it copper? No. Why aren't you guys displaying what you are? Yeah, you guys are iron nodes? You guys are right here? Oh my gosh. Okay, we have 5 iron nodes in that case, which is great. I think I'm still gonna stick with just 2 of the rods, because rods aren't as necessary now that we have alternate cast screws, which was very convenient. But yes. So I think the game plan is to pull this over there, set up one more layer, we'll do more plates, and I think we'll keep 2 of the plates for I'll add 2 more plates, so I guess I could just use... I'll have to do some math on that. But I think we'll take this iron over, expand our iron production a little more, do the concrete, and then we'll do copper. So that'll be the order of like pulling them over. And then we'll set up the assembler and start working on reinforced plates and such. So that's really cool. I don't know what that is. I haven't seen that just yet. So thank you for watching. It's been a fun stream, made a lot of good progress. I'm happy to start over Satisfactory. So hope you guys have a good day.